Good morning all of you. In class 11 ISC Mathematics we have started chapter 10 quadratic equations and we have covered some topics which are quadratic equation, the solution, nature, sum and product and formation of equation. Now in this class today we are going to find a condition when the relation between two roots alpha and beta will be given. We will study about special roots, sign of the roots and quadratic functions. So let's get started with today's part. Okay, first topic, to find the condition when a relation between two roots is given. That means let one root be alpha, the very first step, and other root we will select in terms of alpha according to the given relation. Then we will write sum and product of the roots and then eliminate this particular variable from the two relations. Then we will get the required condition that we are working for. Let's try one question of exercise based on this topic. Question number 1 from exercise 10D. Find the condition that one root of the quadratic equation may be 3 times of the other. According to step 1, let the first root be alpha. First root or one root be alpha. Then according to the given condition, one root may be 3 times the other. So the second root will be 3 times of the first one. Now step number 2, write the sum and product. The sum will be alpha plus 3 alpha minus b by a. According to this coefficient here and here, so that this implies 4 alpha is minus b by a. Then product of the roots, alpha into 3 alpha will be 3 alpha square, which is equals to c by a. Now last step is eliminate alpha from the two relations so obtained. Now how will we eliminate alpha? Find the value of alpha from here. This is minus b upon 4a, and if we find alpha from here, c upon 3a, and since it is square, so under root. Now both are the values of alpha, equate them. Minus b by 4a will be equal to under root c by 3a. To remove this under root, let's do squaring both sides. Squaring both sides, this minus sign will go. 16a square equals to c upon 3a. Cross multiply, you will get your desired condition. So this is cancelling here. So I am left with cross multiplying 3b square equal to 16ac. This is the required condition. Now next topic is special roots. We have 3 types of special roots: reciprocal root, zero root and infinite root. Now what is reciprocal root? Suppose if we have a quadratic equation, standard form ax square plus bx plus c. Reciprocal means if I have two roots, both are the reciprocal of each other. That means suppose alpha is 1 by beta, or you can write beta as 1 by alpha. One root is the reciprocal of other. Now when this case arises, then product of the roots alpha and beta will always be 1 because both are the reciprocal of each other. When the product is 1, the product according to the formula is c by a. That means c is going to be equal to a. The very first condition, c is the constant term, will be equal to coefficient of x square. That means the roots of a quadratic equation will be reciprocal of each other if c is equals to a, which means reciprocal root when constant term and coefficient of x square are equal, then the roots of that particular quadratic equation will be the reciprocal of each other. Now let's see zero roots. Now in case of zero roots, the two condition arises. Total roots we will have two. Now first condition, first case, if one root is 0, second case if both are 0. See, when one root is 0, say alpha is 0, then in this case the product will also be 0, which is ultimately c by a. So if I use this, the first condition is the constant term should be 0, then only we can say one root of that quadratic equation will be 0. Now when both are 0, alpha is 0 and beta is also 0. In this case, alpha beta will be 0 and alpha plus beta is also 0. So I can say c by a to be 0, and from here I can say minus b by a to be 0. Both. So from here c is 0 and b is also 0. So the next condition, when both the roots are 0, that means b and c both should be equal to 0, right? So in this case the quadratic equation will look like some, say 4x square is equals to 0. Both this x term and constant terms are not there, that means they are 0, c and b. Now if I try to find out roots, it will be 0, so x is 0. So that means if we have only square term, rest all other terms are missing, that means b and c are 0, then we can say both the roots will be 0. Or if one root is 0, only last term will be missing. So 0 roots, both will be 0, b and c, and one root, only c is 0. Here you should know c is the constant term and b and c you should know only this. So here b is the coefficient of x, c is the constant term, a is the coefficient of x square. Now let's see infinite roots. Next, infinite roots, quadratic equation, roots let be alpha and beta. So alpha beta c by a, alpha plus beta minus b by a, nothing new. Equation number 1. In equation 2, if the roots are reciprocal, the equation will turn from here to here. Now c will be the coefficient of x square, b same, and a is constant term in second equation. Now focus on second equation. Just now we have done 0 roots. Now I am saying if one root of this quadratic equation is 0, in this case the constant term will be 0. If one root of this is 0, a is going to be 0, a is the constant term, forget about this for a while. Now when a is 0, corresponding value here will be infinite, c upon 0 will be infinite. Now second condition, if I say in the same equation, if both the roots are 0, in that case b and a both are 0 for 0 roots. So now this if I substitute here, then both are infinitely large, a being in the denominator. So the condition is if one root is infinite, out of the two, if one is infinite, a should be 0. If both roots should be infinite, b and a has to be 0. So the condition is, so your final table has been completed. Now let us revise. Reciprocal roots when constant term and coefficient of x square will be equal. 0 roots, if one root is 0, constant term has to be 0. If both roots are 0, then these both coefficients have to be 0. Infinite roots, for one root to be infinite, the equation should be of this type, only bx plus c. If both roots have to be infinite, in that case both we need to remove, only the constant term left, right? So this you have to learn or remember with any way this table for MCQ type questions in the exams. So make a note of this table. One question from the exercise based on zero roots. For what values of a and b, the given quadratic equation should have both the roots 0. For a standard quadratic equation, both the roots 0 means b and c to be 0. Now let us express this in standard form. So we can see a, b and c minus 3b plus 4 equal to 0. X square coefficient is 1, so a is 1, b is this bracket 2a minus 3, and c is this whole constant term. So for the roots to be 0, b, the coefficient of x should be 0, which is 2a minus 3. So value of a is 3 by 2. Done. Then c to be 0, that means constant term should be 0. So minus 3b plus 4 equals to 0. Minus will vanish when divided or multiplied with 0. So b is minus 4 by 3. So the questions are easy to do only if you remember the condition of 0 roots. Now you can do all the questions of the type when the roots are 0, infinitely large or reciprocal, provided you should know the conditions. Next topic, sign of the roots. 4 categories are there. Positive roots when both are positive, when both are negative, both are having opposite sign, and equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. So the first case, positive when both the roots are positive, that means alpha plus beta. For this fraction to be positive, I need both of them having opposite sign, and for this fraction to be positive, I need both of them to be of same sign. Understood? Why this opposite? Because already I have a minus here and there is no minus sign. So if both will be positive, division will be positive. If both will be negative, then also division will be positive. So the condition here is b and a should be of opposite sign and c and a should be of same sign. Then for negative roots, both roots will be negative. That means the sum of roots. To make this is already negative, so there will be no change. B and A can be of same sign. Now this is positive, C and A. So the condition here is both have to be of same sign. A, B, C all should be of same sign, whether all negative or all positive. In the first case, B and A should be opposite and C and A should be same. For opposite sign, alpha beta, the product, both C and A should be of opposite sign. Both opposite sign of B and A, C and A, sorry. Only then this is going to be negative. Last case, equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. This will occur when the sum of the roots will be 0. That means minus b by a to be 0, which implies b has to be 0. For real solution, a and c can have opposite sign. So you need to remember b to be 0 in this. So again you have to remember the sign of the table, or you can derive them for oral type of questions. Related question from the sign of the roots. Find m so that the roots of the equation, this is quadratic equation, not in the standard form, first we will find out the standard form, may be equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. So this is the condition when b is 0. Alright, so let's first find b, coefficient of x. So the quadratic equation, when I cross multiply, will be this ax minus c m minus 1. Multiplication of binomials, mx square minus mbx plus x square minus bx equals to axm minus mc plus c minus ax. Now here I will simplify it as the standard form, plus constant term equal to 0. Now the terms of x, this and this, so x square is already common, so m plus 1. Now x terms 1 2 3 4. X I have already written, so I will write only the coefficient minus mb minus b. Now this is equal to, I need to shift it on left hand side, so minus ax am, and when I will shift this it will be plus a, and the constant terms, nothing on left side, 2 on right side. When it will be shifted, minus cm will become plus cm and minus c. So this is the standard form, x square, x and constant. So b, the coefficient of x should be 0. So according to this, because the roots are equal, the signs are equal in magnitude and opposite signs, so I can say that b should be 0, or the coefficient of x to be 0 in the standard form, minus mb minus b minus am plus a to be 0. Now let's take minus common, mb plus b plus am minus a. Minus will vanish being divided by 0. So let's take b m terms, because I need to find the value of m, so I am separating it, m common, b plus a, and the other two terms I am shifting on right side, so a minus b. So m is a minus b upon a plus b. Now next topic is common root. Directly I am doing one question related to it. Determine the values of m for which the given equations may have a common root. So let that common root be alpha. Let the common root be alpha. That means since alpha is the root of first and second both, so it will satisfy both the equations. So first equation will become 3 alpha square plus 4m alpha plus 2 equals to 0, and 2 alpha square plus 3 alpha minus 2 equal to 0. Now let us solve either by substitution, elimination or cross multiplication, whichever way you feel like doing it. I am solving by elimination. 6 alpha square, the first equation, 8m alpha plus 4 equals to 0, and second equation is this. Changing sign, eliminated, so we are having this, plus 10 equals to 0, so 8m minus 9 alpha equals to minus 10. So value of alpha, I have got this. Now since I have got a value for alpha, substituted any one, I am putting in second because I feel might be it is easy. Substituting this value in this equation, this one, 2 alpha square plus 3 alpha 8m minus 9 minus 2 equal to 0. Now open this whole square, keep opening. In the end you will get a quadratic equation, 32m square minus 12m minus 77 equals to 0. Now splitting middle term, when you split middle term you will get the values of m to be this, which is the answer. Do complete the steps which I have skipped. I have skipped the factorization by middle term splitting. I have skipped the simplification to standard form. You all know how to do it, so continue with the question. So that's it from this exercise. Now with this you can continue doing exercise 10D, and one topic left from this video today, that is we have done till here. We have done this topic, special roots and sign of the roots. We are still left with quadratic functions. I will cover this particular topic in part 3. So till here you complete only 10D. Alright.